Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about GST, which is Goods and Services Tax. Before going so deep into GST, first we need to know the concept of tax. Consider there is a government. The government has so many responsibilities, right? So maybe some I have defined here. So the government has to take care of people welfare. They need to develop so many schemes to improve the nation, and they have to define the infrastructures. They also need to extend the defense system and so on. So for doing all these responsibilities, the government requires money. How the government will get the money for taking care of the nation? It's through the tax. So we are going to see what are these tax. So what is tax? Government collect money by levying taxes within their respective territories. So this money has been utilized for all the developmental activities of a nation. In India, we are having two types of tax. One is direct tax, another one is indirect tax. First, let's see what is direct tax. Direct tax is nothing but the amount has been collected from the income of an individual or an organization. Every government will fix if an individual or an organization are earning an income beyond certain limit, then they need to pay certain percentage of their income to the government. Okay, so but as an individual, if they are paying tax to the government, that has been considered as an income tax. Mostly everyone aware of this income tax. And as an organization, if they are paying the tax to the government, then it has been considered as a corporate tax. So under direct tax, if an individual is paying a tax based on their income, that has been considered as income tax. If an organization is paying an tax based on an income, that has been considered as a corporate tax. Then when we are moving to indirect tax, so what is indirect tax first? This has been paid by consumers or organization when they buy goods or services or both. Previously, this indirect tax has been divided into several categories. Some I have specified over here, which is VAT, excise, service tax, so many. So from July 1st, 2017, all these taxes, all these indirect taxes are merged together and the GST has been evolved. Why this GST has been initiated? It's nothing but to introduce a concept of one nation, one tax. For that sake, the government has introduced single tax, single indirect tax as GST by merging all the existing indirect taxes. So what is GST? As we all know, that's nothing but goods and services taxes. So who can collect GST? A person who already registered, a person or organization who has been registered already with GST, they only can charge or collect the GST when they are doing the sale or transfer of goods and services. And when they are collecting the GST, it's necessary to mention the GST number on the bill also. These are all the general information about GST. The main thing is GST is further classified into three categories. One is CGST, another one is SGST or UGST, the third one is IGST. CGST is nothing but this amount belongs to the central government. So whatever is coming under CGST is going to belong to the central government. And whatever amount is coming under SGST or UGST, it is going to belong to state government or union territory. And the third category is IGST. It's nothing but the integrated GST. We'll see this in more detail. And all these three categories has been assigned based on whether the movement of goods belong to intrastate or interstate. So based on this only, these three, that means CGST, SGST, IGST has been defined. So we are going to see. The first one is intrastate movements of goods and services. So what is intrastate? It's nothing but supply within the same state. In a same state, we are going to supply the goods and services. So in this GST, whatever has been collected as GST, it's going to equally distributed between the central and the state government. Maybe if I'm collecting 10% as GST, then I have to give 5% to the central government and 5% to the state government. And in this case, the third category we have seen in GST, right, which is nothing but IGST, that has not been calculated over here. So IGST is going to be always nil in case of intrastate movement. Here I have given an example. Maybe the GST is 18%. In case of intrastate movement, then what are the definitions, like what is the amount going for CGST, what amount is going for SGST, and what is for IGST. So CGST will be 9%, SGST will be 9%. Why? Because GST is 18%. Intrastate movement means the GST has been distributed equally between the central and state government, right? So this 18 has been divided into two. So 9% for central government, which is CGST, and 9% for state government, which is SGST. IGST doesn't have anything, so that is nil in case of intrastate movement. The next one is interstate movements of goods and services. What is interstate movement? It's nothing but supplying the goods or services from one state to the another state. Then we can say that as interstate movement. In this case of interstate movement, the whole GST amount has been considered as IGST. See, for example, the seller is collecting the GST amount from the consumer. Then the seller has to deposit this GST amount to the central government. Now this central government, what it's going to do, it will take its share and it will distribute the remaining money to the state government who are all involved in the particular movement of goods and services. This is how this high GST has been working. And in this case, no CGST or SGST has been collected separately. See, for example, the same example I have taken over here, the GST is 18%, but this is in case of interstate movement. In case of interstate movement, what is not available? No CGST, no SGST. So both are nil. Only IGST. So whatever amount I am collecting as GST, that will totally go under IGST. So 18% is GST, so IGST is also 18%. So these are all the basics for doing the exercise 1A. Next, in next video, we will be seeing the problem belongs to 1A. Thank you.